Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Okay, so first of all, I put down the wrong time, you guys. So you guys that got the notification we were live, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I put down I thought it was 4. It is 3:15, but I put down 4:15. So I'm sorry about that. So if you don't see nobody in the chat or coming into the chat, it's, it is what it is. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was just tripping. But anyway, I do see Freddie and Lisa Taylor in the building. I see you two in the building. I mean, there's a couple of other people in here, but I don't see them. They ain't seeing them. They just in the building. And that's okay. That's okay. How are you guys doing? What's up? What is really going on? Today is June the 8th, 2026. You guys, we is in 2026. We are in the middle of the year. This is the 6th month of the year. So half of the year is already gone. Remember, we were just saying, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Now we're in the middle of the year. Like, what the heck is really going on? Time is flying by. Okay, so remember I told you guys I was trying to work on I want to do the reaction of certain videos, and I've already got they call it what, a genre, Jenner of what type of reactions I want to do. I just don't know how to make it happen yet. I just don't know. I might gonna have to go to a specialist, and say, how can I put, and I think I know how, and I got time now, you guys. I got a little bit of time now because things in my life is switching up. But I'm in a good place right now in my life. For the last week, things has just been coming and going, coming and going. And I know Friday we didn't come on because some things was happening Friday, and I was making decisions. When you make you make altered decisions in your life, you kind of not want to be influenced. So sometimes those decisions that you're making, hold on, those decisions when you're making them, you kind of just want to step back from everything and from everybody and make sure those decisions is your decisions and they're what's best for you. Now, without saying a lot, because I come on here and I share with you guys what's going on in my life. And I'm thinking, you know, I shouldn't share everything, because you guys will judge me for some of the things that I do and say, which sometimes, that's not good. That's not good to know everything. Just like you don't want me to know everything in your life, you know? So, I mean, some of you guys may know what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with and what's going on. And some of you guys may not know. I mean, sometimes if you listen good and listen well, you're gonna know. But anyway, like I said, some things in my life has changed. So I have made decisions to do this and to do that. But you guys, let me tell you, it's coming. The change in our channel is coming of how we're gonna move forward. And I just need to sit down. Hey Monique, how you doing? I see Lisa saying hello to you. How we're gonna do things and yeah, it's gonna be great. I believe it's gonna be great. It can't not be great. That's the thing. It cannot be great. It's going to be great. But yeah, things that when you're interested in something and you can watch it and listen to it, and whether you agree with it or not agree with it, but have dialogue and conversation about stuff is so upbringing to me. When I talk to you guys, it's almost like therapeutic, for me. It is. It's therapeutic. Um, I I want to say, and I don't know where Zena's at because that's my girl. She been hanging in there with me for the last week. She just been hanging in there with me. She's like, I'm there for you, SV, and I appreciate her. I really do. Remember when I told you guys, like, sometimes I have to lean on y'all. Like, sometimes, Freddie, she's a good person. And that's my home girl there. Uh, and, like, I get drained. Uh, and, I just been coming back to the Lord and talking to the Lord more and praying more, and I got to open up my book more. I just do. I just got to, I got to open up my book more because we're at a time in life right now where, we're all being attacked in some kind of shape, form, or fashion. You can't tell me if you, let me say this. Hold on, because I don't want my dog to get all ruffled up. Okay, so yeah, you have good people around you because you are a good person. Oh, yeah, I got good people around me. Trust and believe. But like I was telling you guys, and I surely truly believe the things that I'm saying to you. I mean, it works for me. It may not work for you. I don't know. I think it would work for you if you just, don't sit there and be like, oh, that don't work. Try it. Try it. But like sometimes, I believe deep down in my heart, and I let you guys know what I believe. I mean, I don't see why not. But, like the things in the Bible teaches us how we should go about things, or when things are going happening and stuff. Like we are supposed to be a reflection of what Christ is. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not adding up to how Christ will handle something, or how Christ will deal with a situation, then we're out of order. That's just simple as that. We're out of order. You know how like sometimes people will do things to you, lie on you, or make you feel some kind of way. It may be spiritual, it may be just a feeling. And sometimes we cannot ignore those feelings, y'all. I'm telling you, it's something more to it than just a feeling. We're so used to saying, I just got a feeling. No, maybe that's the Holy Spirit saying, shh, look out for this, or whatever. Anyway, when we're dealing with things in our life, when I'm dealing with things in my life, I do pray about it, and then I believe and I have faith that the Lord will direct my path. That's what he says in the Bible. That's what he says. That's his words. He will direct your path. Actually, let me see where that's at. Y'all can Google it yourself. I'll Google it over here. But I got something to share with you today. The Lord will direct my steps.
The belief that the Lord will guide your steps is a comforting idea found in Scripture, particularly in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, which states that while people make plans, the Lord sets their path.
See what I'm saying? 16:9, the man's heart plans has course, but the Lord directs his step, and all of his works of the Lord are done with righteousness, and the ungodliness will do what? You guys, see, you may not know the whole scripture, but you know what it means. And as long as you know what it means, act on that. Act on that. In the New International Version, it says, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord established their steps. In the New Living Translation, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. English Standard Version, the heart of the man plans his ways, but the Lord establishes his steps. In the Berean Standard Bible, a man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his step. The heart of the man plans his ways, and Yahweh establishes his steps. King James Version, a man's heart devises his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. The New King James Version, a man's heart plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. The New American Standard Bible, the mind of a person plans his ways, but the Lord directs his step. The NASB, the mind of the man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his step. A man's mind plans his ways as he journeys through life, but the Lord directs his steps and establishes them. I'm telling you, order my steps in the word. Yeah. So, whatever book you're reading from, GPS,
Layman's, the New Revised Standard Version, the New American Catholic Public Domain Version, the heart of the man did pose his way, but it is the Lord to direct the step. It didn't matter. It's telling you that you can make a decision to go west, or you can make a decision to go east. And because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know. Hey, Cody's voice, how you doing? You don't know what you're doing. That if you trust in the Lord, then in that path that you're going, like I said, always first pray about it. Then after you pray about it, then you go forward. And because he doesn't want you just sitting there, like a idle mind is a bad thing to have, you know. So I don't try to just be like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and just see what's going to happen. No, I'm going forward, and I'm gonna take a leap of faith. I'm going to take a leap of faith. I can't see what's going to happen, because what is faith? Faith is not something that you can see. Faith is, okay, I'm leaning on you, Lord, especially if you're trying to do things the right way. If you're trying to do things the right way, then he knows your heart. But I've noticed where people will do what they want to do, and especially if it's not of good. If you're trying to do something and it's good, okay, doesn't mean forever that it's going to stay that way. Something can change. Doesn't mean that wasn't from the Lord. It could be from the Lord. Remember when the one guy was going to Damascus, and he was on Straight Street? You guys, anybody know about Straight Street in the Bible? I'm gonna tell you why some of these things come to me, and I know exactly. I know enough to say a couple of words, and I can Google it, and it's gonna come up in my Google, because everything that I try to input in my life has some type of biblical meaning to it. So I'll tell you about Straight Street. Let's Google it. Straight Street in the Bible, Damascus.
The Straight Street in Damascus, also known as Via Recta, is still in use today. It's one of the oldest streets in the world, stretching over a mile through the old city, and was originally the main Roman avenue.
Okay. Damascus. So Damascus was a place where they did all the selling and trading and things of that nature, right? So if you know what happened on Straight Street, and I didn't know it was still there, I would love to visit that place, in Roman. But anyway, they say it survives as one of the oldest continuous inhabited streets in the world, stretching over a mile through the old city. Straight Street is most famous mentioned in the New Testament. Saul, who later became Paul, was struck blind on the road to I enjoy our talks. Yes. You speak with wisdom and knowledge of Bible. Enjoy this. Keep up the good work. Acts 9:10. She said Acts 9:10. Okay, let me go to Acts 9:10. Acts 9:10. And I think you're right, Lisa, because I love the book of Acts. Acts 9:10.
In Acts chapter 9, verse 10, The Lord appears to Ananias in Damascus, instructing him to go to Straight Street to find Saul of Tarsus, who is praying and blind. Ananias initially hesitates, fearing Saul's reputation, but the Lord reassures him that Saul will be used to spread the message. Ananias obeys, restoring Saul's sight.
Okay, not that one. Not that one. Lisa, not that one. Not that one. Not about Ananias. The story that I'm talking about, and it got to be in Acts. It's got to, because I love Acts. But remember, not about when he strikes him blind and restores his sight. Not that one, you guys. But, I probably need to read up on that, though. I didn't know Ananias went on Straight Street, too. So the Lord speaks to Ananias, who obediently responds, "Here I am, Lord." God provides precise details, directing Ananias to the house of Judas on a street called Straight. Ananias is well aware of Saul's danger, reputation, and his authority from the chief priest to arrest believers. The Lord eases Ananias' fear by revealing that Saul is his chosen instrument to bring his name to the Gentile kings and the people of Israel. Wow. Good afternoon, Miss Phyllis. No, I actually was not talking about that situation, but good. I definitely will go in, and now you've gave me something to read up on, because I do not remember this story right here. So thank you, Lisa Taylor. And now I know where to find it and go in there and figure out what was going on. But I mean, it basically told me, but I want to hear the words. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no, I was actually talking about when the donkey in the Bible started talking.
The story of the talking donkey is in the book of Numbers, chapter 22. God gave the donkey the ability to speak so it could warn Balaam, who was beating it.
Okay, there we go. So it's in the book of Numbers, chapter 22. So the king Balak of Moab offered Balaam great wealth to curse the Israelites, though God initially told Balaam not to go. He told him to don't go. He eventually, people be like, God changed his mind. No, God did not change his mind. God does not, and I thought this too, you guys, and then let's just chat about it a little bit. We think, no, God is like, it already is in existence. Like he knows. So he don't sit there and go, well, what I know is not what I thought. No, it's just he makes provisions for us. So when he makes provisions, we think in our work, in our minds, what y'all talking about? Oh, we're just talking about like making changes and decisions in our life, and how when we pray and we go forward into the situations, that the Lord will order our steps. If we prayed about it and we know that we trust him and we have faith, that, it will happen the way that the Lord, you may not think it's the Lord, but it is. So this is a good example of how when Balaam wanted to go, the Lord said no. Then he asked again, and the Lord told him he could go. But the Lord said, you can go, not changing the Lord's mind, just things have happened. And so the Lord is like, okay, well, I can use this way, use this that way, or whatever. So and I asked the Lord this myself. If you don't mind me asking, can I get some prayers for my daughter? She has been manipulated into keeping my granddaughter and herself away from me, and I have no clue what I have done to her. Okay, we will pray for you, Cody's voice. You know, we definitely will pray for you. And I put you on the list here. And everybody, she wants prayer to see her granddaughter and her daughter. And at the end of the day, that's what we do. We pray. Now, if you want, my husband is here, and he, that's what he does. That's what his life is all about, praying for people when they ask for prayer. And I can call him in here, and he will pray for you. But I'll pray for you personally. And actually, probably as soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna be praying. I'm gonna be praying about some stuff, so I'll put you in my prayer. And Phyllis says, praying in the name of Jesus for your daughter. Yes. Have him pray now. Oh, okay. Papa. Yeah. One of my family members asking for prayer. Her daughter is keeping her granddaughter away from her, and she's asking for you to pray for her. Hold on, you guys.
Hello.
Her name is Cody's voice.
Oh, she can't hear me?
Well, she can hear you. You just can't hear them.
Oh.
They have to type.
Her name is Cody.
Cody's voice.
Cody's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Lord, we come behalf on you for this young lady, Lord. She's asking for your help, Lord, with being able to see her grandfather, Lord. We just, her granddaughter. We ask that the differences that she may be having with her daughter or whoever is hindering that the enemy takes his ugly hands off the situation. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but you come to give us life and life more abundantly. We are the head and we are not the tails. We are above and not beneath. Lord, we just ask that you just step in there and that you do it for your praise and your glory and your honor so that we can brag on you and say what you've done. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Papa. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I think sometimes we want things when we want them, and sometimes it happens and sometimes it don't. We have to wait on the Lord. It may not look good, but trust and believe when you put it in the Lord's hands, we got to take our hands off of it. And just know that it will be okay. It will. Trust the Lord. Don't trust people. Trust the Lord. And here's the thing, you guys. You guys can pray for yourself. And I'm going to say this because I know I'm a person that has we will not get on our hands and knees. We We will not do it. We be like, oh, I just want to lay in the bed and cry. I just want to tell my friends. I just want to think about it. I just don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what? When we humble ourselves and get on our knees, and we get on our knees and we come to our Father, and sometimes we don't even know the words. I'm serious. There have been times I was actually at this one church, and I knew that this church was not going to really accept me because I came with a word. And in time, I would have to put the word out there. And that's what happened. I knew it was, but nevertheless, but they wanted me to pray, and I already knew that these people was going to be angry with me down the road. And so they wanted me to end in prayer, and I can do. But the thing about that is, like, I was in a space where nothing would come out of my mouth. And I just kind of was like, and they was waiting, and they were waiting, and they were waiting. And God was like, basically, it was the weirdest thing in the world that ever happened. I could not say one word. Basically, he was like, keep your mouth shut. And he shut it for me. I thought about it. I was like, okay, like, I don't play when it comes to the word. You don't have to have done anything. Cody's voice. You don't have to have done anything. Sometimes, I'll tell you this, I'm not going to say things to make you feel good. Sometimes it might be something you have done, okay? It didn't even have to be done to her. It could have been done to someone else. Or sometimes it is just what it is. And sometimes it has evil intentions behind it. My husband just said, if it's not of good, then it's got to be of the other. And that's not good. That's not of God, because God is truth. God is love. And, you're thinking to yourself, I've had to done something for her to treat me like this. Well, you do not know what your daughter is going through. So quit thinking that you could have done something, because if you have done something, then you could have undone it. She will tell you, or you will know, or you already know, and just not tuned in to what it is. You don't know. Let me tell you something, it could be something, like I said, it could be something you've done. It could be something you haven't done. You don't have to do things to people for them to treat you a certain way. Hey, Zena, how you doing? You don't have to have done something to someone to treat you a certain way. What they're thinking is, it could be something someone said. It could be something they're going through. It could be something they're thinking. You don't know. You have no clue. So, and if you do have a clue, like I sometimes, I do like sometimes I do like what Job does. When Job was going through his situation with all the things that, his kids passed and lost his sheep, lost the business, all kind of stuff. House get blown away, all kind of stuff happened to Job. He gets all these sores on him. His wife dies, his kids die. All this stuff happens, right? So Job went to the people in the church, and they said, you must have done something, Job. And Job couldn't think of what he has done. He was like, okay. I went back, and they was like, yeah, the Lord is mad at you. You must have done something. That's what all the ministers told Job. Job went through his life like with a straightening comb, trying to figure out, well, if somebody needed off of work, I let them be off work. If a widow need food, I gave them food. If such and such needed this, I done this, I done that, I done this, I done that. I don't understand what I've done. Job couldn't understand what he has done. Now, some of you, like myself, I go through my things I've done. Now, take it in consideration. I'm going to say this because this is me. Normally, I get accused of something that I haven't done. I haven't done anything. That doesn't mean I haven't done no sin. Like I may cuss somebody out somewhere else, or I may took something from somebody that it didn't belong to me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm crying over here because I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. Okay, but I've done some things over here that nobody knows. Or you know what I'm saying? So do I really have a right to say, hey, you ain't caught me doing anything. So I haven't done anything to you. So why are you mad at me? Or why are you treating me some kind of way? But I've done some little stuff over here. I've done a little stuff over there or whatever. Here's the thing, So I'm just saying, like, that's why we need to always try to do right. Because just because you think in your life, and I'm just saying this to you, Cody's voice. I'm saying this to you because I'm going through this myself. Okay? So don't take it like I'm picking on you. I'm not. I'm getting understanding that you want to know what you have done to your daughter. And it may not be your daughter that you done something to. But when we open up those doors of whatever we done wrong, it could be to someone else. Then guess what? Because when you give somebody a plate of food, they're not going to come back and give you a plate of food. They don't have a plate of food to give you. But don't God bring somebody your way and you be like, I'm really hungry. And out of nowhere, here comes somebody. Girl, I was just thinking about you. And I made some spaghetti and I brought you a plate of spaghetti. You be like, it didn't come from the same person that you gave a plate to. You see what I'm saying? So if it comes like that in gifts, it comes like that in ungifts too, right? That's why we should always give. We should always bless people. We should always pray for them. We should always, love our neighbor. And I don't know, but that's why you yourself pray and ask for forgiveness. If you've done anything wrong, Lord, forgive me. I don't know what I've done wrong, but if I've done anything wrong, Lord, forgive me. And hopefully that person will forgive you. If you can text her and say, if I done anything wrong, I don't know if I hurt your feelings. I don't know if I hurt your heart. I don't know if it's something in your childhood that you're angry with me about, that I thought we were over with or whatever. But if anything I've done, forgive me. And then once you ask for the forgiveness, you can ask for what you want or what you need or make it right. But you got to be right. You can't be cussing people out and think, oh, that was nothing, or cussing somebody out over here. Like I'm going through some things myself. I'll tell you this part. I'm going through some things myself. And I'm like trying to understand what I've done. I haven't done anything wrong. Surely I've done some wrong, but not to that particular person. But I've done some wrong. So I ask God to forgive me for all my sins. And then my husband come home. I think this was Friday or Saturday. And he was like, let's go to your favorite restaurant and eat, which is Longhorns. And I'm happy about it. So we go and we're eating this really good meal. And as we leave, I see a homeless person and I'm like, the spirit comes on me and it says, when you give to the least of my little ones, you have given to me. So, I give them something. In return, I'm going to tell you something that me and my husband was talking about. And I told my husband, I said, I felt I wanted to give him something. And my husband said, you don't know what he's going to do with the money or whatever. I don't care what he does with the money. I wanted someone to bless me. We do not go around blessing people. I know every time when I give to a homeless person something, you know what they say? God bless you. God bless you. I need God. I needed that because I know that I hadn't done nothing wrong to this particular person that's doing bad, making me feel bad. I haven't done anything to that person, but maybe I've done something wrong. She said, I think maybe it's because I don't like this woman. I understand. You don't like this woman. What woman? Is she in a relationship with the woman? Is it her friend? Or is it somebody you know? Or it has nothing to do with her? But a woman that you got a problem with or something or whatever? Just pray about it. Pray about it and let that anger and hate go. You can't. Here's the thing. It's more powerful than whatever else we're talking about. There's no way we gonna get in heaven hating people. Even people that do us wrong, we cannot be hating. You're gonna send yourself straight to H-E-double hockey stick, hating somebody, no matter what they did. You don't have to deal with them, and you don't have to deal with them, and but you can't be hating people, even when they do you wrong. You know what? The best thing you can do, I'm telling you, if you think I'm wrong, I guarantee you, a pastor is going to tell you what I just said. Pray for yourself and pray for them. Pray for yourself, pray for your daughter. Pray for yourself, pray for your grandchild. Pray for the person you don't like. If they're doing something that makes you crazy, where you're cussing and you got this bitter taste in your mouth even when you think about them or something and whatever, sometimes you just got to stay away. You ain't got to tell everybody, but you got to do what you got to do to keep you good with Christ, the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow, and you're still growing. You're here for a reason, a purpose, but you got to grow. Yes, in a relationship. Okay, so that's the problem. That's the problem. And I probably understand what you're saying more than anybody else probably in here. I understand what you're saying. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with you. Pray about it. You could pray for it You could pray against the relationship if that's what you want to do. But, or you could, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, people gonna be like, hey, you know, you don't like who I'm with, so blah blah blah. You know, they're gonna hold that against you. So, you know, quit hating. She said, I don't hate her, I just don't like her. Same thing. Same thing. It's just a nicer word. She never keeps my granddaughter away from me until she got in this relationship with this girl. Okay. But it is what it is. I've been there. Cody's voice, I've been there. You're not telling me anything that I haven't heard, haven't been through, haven't went through. You know, at the end of the day, you have to be there for her, your daughter, and you don't have to like who she's in a relationship with, but you cannot be saying stuff, you know. That's her choice. Pray for him, but that's her choice, you know. And now you look at that. She's never kept my granddaughter away from me until she got into this new relationship with this girl, and now I can't see my granddaughter. Phyllis say, yes. Just also keep eyes open. If you hear or notice anything wrong, say something. But like I just said, you know, this is we're in a new generation. And so therefore, we're in this new generation, and not saying that you accepting this or that, but that has nothing to do with you. I know that's your daughter and that's your granddaughter, but she is of age. So she's not a child, she's not a kid. She make her decision who she's with. She says, true, I pray every day that she comes to her senses. Okay. Well, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something, Cody's voice. The Lord tells us to pray without cease. That means to continue to pray, whether you see a difference or not. Just continue praying. And you thinking, okay, I know you thinking, okay, well, a month, a year. Though that is not the way it works. That's actually like you're waiting for a spell or something. You know, you don't know why God has that person in her life or why that person is in her life. You keep praying about it, and she'll bring your granddaughter around. But we know what the enemy does. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. Right? That's what the enemy comes to do. So if any of that is happening, and when there is division, that is how when people get separated from people that really truly love them because of this or because of that, it's easy to attack them. So you just keep loving your daughter, loving your granddaughter, keep praying, and yeah. This girl has my granddaughter thinking she's, well, keep praying. Keep praying, okay? That's all you do. You pray about it. Just pray about it. Y'all, you know what? Y'all think, and I'm not saying all of you guys, because we got praying warriors in here. Phyllis is a praying warrior. Lisa Taylor is a praying warrior. Freddie's a praying warrior. You got Zena in here. She's a praying warrior. You know what I'm saying? You're around people that will pray with you. But you know what you don't understand is we don't pray for what you want. We pray for God's will to be done. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because only He knows what's going on. Because you're not even though that you done gave us some details, woo, that's great. You didn't have to. I could have already figured that out. Only He knows where He's trying to direct your path. And your daughter, you don't know who He's working on. You don't know if He's working on you. You don't know if He's working on your daughter. You don't know if He's working on your granddaughter. At the end of the day, what is the objective? What is the objective? The end of the day, remember, what is the objective? Phyllis said, while we cannot control who they love, we can keep on praying. Exactly. Come on, Phyllis, now. You know how this works. You know how this works. And we're not going to be happy with what's going on in the world. We don't know. But you can pray. And you thinking praying is just, it's just, see, you may not have no power in your prayer because you don't believe that it works. Faith without works is dead. Okay, come on. You got to believe and just keep praying, whether you see it or not. Uh-oh, somebody calling me. Yes, Miss Phyllis.
Hey, Becky. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Listen, I just have to say this, the Spirit of God, to get on the phone. I want to address it to Cody, and not only Cody, but to all of us. And I say this, and hear, don't hear me, just hear the Spirit of God when I say this. This is what He said to say. Cody, I don't know if you know the other woman's story, but in the last 2 years, God has had me look at people with a different eye that are homosexuals or heterosexual or bi, whatever they are. We can't control who they love, but we don't know their stories either. And sometimes when you take the time to listen to their story and hear some of the hell that they've been through with themselves to get them to where they are, you can better understand them. I don't know her story, but God knows her story. The bottom line, God commands us to love. You don't have to agree with anybody's lifestyle. But if you have something in your heart that's at odds, that's going to bring about more division between you and your daughter. Sometimes people do have other partners in manipulation situations, and sometimes not. But you've heard it from Papa, you've heard it from FP, other people in the chat. Girl, just keep on praying. God's got this situation, and as FP said earlier, it may not happen as soon as you want it to happen, but trust me, that granddaughter of yours is a gift from God. He's got her. Put your focus on that child and keep praying for both of them, your daughter and the woman, and anybody else they associate with. But keep an open mind of love towards all people. All people. I tell you, back in the day, I have had homosexuals. I've housed them when they couldn't find nobody else. And to hear some of the horror stories, Do I condone it? No, but that's their love. Who am I to say?
And
He's just giving me a different look at that.
yes,
And look at through his word, not Phyllis's word, but through his love. It's a sin like any other sin.
yes,
But it ain't a sin gonna take you straight to hell either. So they need to put that on that by. So just keep on praying. I love you. I love everybody that comes on that peace program.
girl, Miss
It is a time of worship.
Miss
It is a time of sharing and releasing.
and Miss Phyllis,
Sharing wisdom. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Phyllis, I'm
Yeah.
you know, when we talk about these controversial type of relationships and things, we know how serious it is that we believe what we believe because how we was raised in those days. But at the end of the day, we know how important it is to forgive and love
Yeah.
and show that love, because
Yeah.
you can drive a person to hurt themselves or hurt that child or hurt such and such. So you have to give that love and pray, because those people are the majority ones that are broken for whatever reason. They're broken somewhere, and we wasn't there to show them love.
That's right. And we were never told that there's a difference in this for a person, whether they're same sex or not, and really being in love. There is a difference.
Do you want your child alive, or do you want your child gone?
Come on now. That's right.
I'd rather have my child alive, and so time that they will get it or see it's not good for them or whatever. But I pray on it, and God will go in there, and you don't have to see it because it's not for you.
That's right.
And if they either get it or they don't, but I trust God that he has his ways, and it's not the same ways as ours.
And the God has asked me to ask Cody, how old is her daughter?
She's calling.
Her granddaughter.
She's calling. Hold on. Let me put y'all on together. Let me see. How do I do this? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna merge the phone. Okay, Cody voice.
Okay.
Oh, I tapped it, but it didn't. Okay, Phyllis.
Hi. Hi there. I'm Phyllis. Good to hear your voice. Yes, ma'am. Your daughter and granddaughter. My daughter is 36 and my granddaughter is 17. Well, she'll be 17. She's 17. Okay, so it's not like a small child. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But I helped raise this grandbaby of mine. Mm-hmm. And when my mom passed away, I actually lived with my daughter and this girl for a year. And then when my mom went, my mom was raising my granddaughter. She came and lived with my daughter. And then I started noticing things that the girl was like, you don't like guys, right? And I'm like, wait a minute. So we got into a huge argument, and they kicked me out on Christmas Day. So, so it's been going on like this for the past 2.5 years. I haven't seen my granddaughter in 2.5 years because they went and took a protective order out on me because. So even if this granddaughter would come on her own, she's not allowed to, according to the protective order? Not yet. Right. Okay. So, just like SP and Papa when they were praying, Cody, just keep on praying. Yes, ma'am. And ask God to examine your heart too. Because when we go before God, we have to include ourselves in the equation. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm certain that you still got some feeling there. Oh, I do, because this girl hasn't let up on me, like on social media. I mean, even though she took the protective order against me for my daughter and included her and then my granddaughter in this protective order, she gets on social media and she's telling me to pull up, you know, and then excuse my language, and then she's like, bitch, we're waiting, where you at? You know, so they're in tight and you get in a protective order. And I went to the magistrate, and the magistrate said they didn't threaten you. And I'm like, well, when she's telling me to pull up, knowing that there's a protective order, and then she tells me we're waiting for you, isn't that basically threatening me? He goes, no, it's not. So the court system here is so screwed. I mean, it's. You're in Virginia, right? Yeah, yeah. I live in Norfolk. They live in Virginia Beach. So it's like, where do I go? Do I go to Virginia Beach? Do I go to Norfolk Magistrate? Where do I go? I don't know, because, you know, and this girl, she left her 3 kids, one which has autism, nonverbal autism, for my daughter. And she has alienated my daughter from every single person in my family and her friends. It's just them 2 and my granddaughter. They work together, they live together, everything. This just, you know, I probably advise you about the legality of that, because I can't, because every state is different. Yeah. But as we're praying, God is saying, you ask for revelation, and she's giving you more revelation into the situation. Still, he's saying, just trust him. Mm-hmm. Don't give any feedback to her. Do what you got to do to protect yourself and your granddaughter as well. And God is already working it out. Yeah, because working it out. Because my responses to her was dealing with the verses from the Bible. And she was like, you can go ahead and use this Bible thumping theory that you have in your narcissist mind, but we all know who the F you are. And I pray every single night that my daughter and that my granddaughter are safe, because this girl is abusive, I have found out, to my daughter. So now I don't know if she's being abusive to my granddaughter as well. You know, I know SP and Freddie and everybody else is in the chat is asking God to give you wisdom also in this situation. But you got to be still enough to listen and hear what he said, telling to you. Yeah, I mean, I excuse me. I pray, you know, on it, and I know God works in His time. He's gonna work in His time. But I feel like, oh Lord, you're not working fast enough, because I don't know what's happening to my grandbabies. And that's what I was saying to you too. God's process is in our process time. And it's probably for the best. Yeah, we get in the mix doing it our way, it turns into a bigger mess. Yes. Yeah. Do it sometimes. The old Nancy would have been over there by now. But this new Nancy, no, I'm just gonna let it ride itself out and see what happens. But I am just so worried. I'm glad that you feel free enough to share. And SP, can you help her with that legal part?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, if they don't want to be bothered, then she should not be trying to bother them or be around them. Now, when the granddaughter wants to come around, she's of age, she's 17, she'll come around. But grown folks, Hey, grown folks are grown folks. You okay, if they don't want you around them, then you can't be around them, period. You don't have to go put a protective order on them on you because there's one already on you for them.
Correct.
That's just
Correct.
that's just if they're saying stay away, then stay away. You're not even supposed to be.
Actually, what she said, the girl said for her to wait for her to pull up.
Okay, there.
I
Okay,
got screenshots of it.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's not a threat. That's saying, okay, if you did pull up, you're going to jail, and that's just
Absolutely.
because they're trying to entice you to show your badness. You're this, you're that. So no, that's not a threat. Saying they didn't say they was going to hurt you or not. They just said pull up.
Right. And that's why I didn't do anything.
Well,
like I said, the old Nancy, oh, she would have pulled up.
Oh, but Nancy.
But me now at 58 years old, what that in the world do I need to pull up for? I know what's over top of my head. If I pull up, I get anywhere near you, I'm going to jail for 2 years.
Exactly.
So I'm not pulling up, and you can talk all your smack.
And here's the thing, Nancy, you are not even supposed to have communication with her.
Correct.
So how are y'all communicating?
She's going on my Instagram, and she's posting things to my Instagram because my Instagram is public, which I have now made private.
Well, you can block her.
Yeah, I did. I made it private now, so where she can't post nothing on there now.
Okay.
You're not sending her any more Bible scriptures. She's not ready for that. She don't want to hear that. You're not still doing that, are you? No. That was only when she was contacting me through Facebook because I asked the judge. I'm like, so in other words, there's a protective order that I can't contact them. So if they're on social media contacting me, he goes, then stay that 8 off of social media. I'm like, excuse me? I mean, it was unbelievable. The judge was really nasty.
No, because if they contact you and you can block them. There's a button on every social media. If you don't like something somebody is saying, if it offends you, you don't sit there and go back and forth or whatever. Say, well, they're contacting me. Well, you know what you do? You block them, and then they come in a different name. You block it. You block it. If they come into, they get tired. They get tired of making.
I wanted to get enough evidence against her, so that way I could go down and be like, what can I do for this girl for harassment? She is mentally abusing me. Mentally. I thought I was going to lose my mind one day. I called my sister crying because I couldn't take it anymore. Your kids don't want nothing to do with you. Your grandkids don't want nothing to do with you. You're a narcissist. You're a manipulator. You know, and I'm like, whoa. What have I done but tell you that I'm getting my things out of your home, and if I have to break a window to get my things, that's what I'm going to do. That's how they got the protective order against me.
Right.
But they were my things, you know, my clothing. They kicked me out on Christmas Day. I wasn't even in the state of Virginia. I was in Pennsylvania. And when I came home, I couldn't even get in to get a change of clothes.
But you can get.
And they took my things and put it into a storage unit. Wouldn't tell me what the storage unit name was. Wouldn't tell me what the number of the storage unit. Nothing. They're like, we're making 1 month's payment, and that's it. Then you're losing everything you got. So I had to go to the police. And they made her give me the name of the storage place and the storage unit and the code so I could get my things.
Okay.
You know, so it's like, and it hasn't
And
since then, I haven't had a problem
okay,
because I don't see to respond to it. You know, I mean, I can't see hers, she can't see mine because I have her blocked and mine is private.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why the judge told you to don't even do it or and all this other stuff, because Instagram is not something that you really need. You're just doing that because you want some social whatever. But if she was friends with somebody else or made a name up and you friend her, she can still see it and you don't even know.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is because as soon as I made my Instagram private, I started getting all these friend requests, which I had never before had, Instagram requests.
Right.
And then I just did every one of them because I know it's them and their friends trying to get on my Instagram.
Well,
you're not getting on my Instagram.
Well, and here's the thing. If you just go through your, you can always, like, there's going to be always somebody that wants to know what you're doing and what's going on in your life and see what's on your page or whatever. And they're going to figure out a way to get you, whether it's one of their friends or somebody that you know, and they're still going to be able to see what you're doing and what you're saying and stuff. So, like, that's why the judge said, well, then get off of it. If that's the way y'all trying to communicate and they're trying to communicate and keep grabbing you in, girl, just, yeah.
Let me tell you this, SP. Okay, they took this protective order out against me 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 2.5 years ago. So what they did was, because on my Facebook account, I did a countdown onto when I was going to be able to see my granddaughter, because the protective order was up on January 26th of this year, and I was going to be able to see my granddaughter.
Uh-huh.
Because I posted a countdown stating, "Can't wait to see you, baby." They went down and motioned the court to get it extended.
Okay.
And the judge told me that I can't post no exceptions. I can't post nothing on my Facebook page when it's what's the word I'm looking for? It has anything to do with my granddaughter. I'm like, wait a minute, Your Honor. My Facebook page is private. So I don't know how they're getting this, but this is my own, for my own, and my sister and them. This is for us. I'm telling you, no exceptions. I'm like, bet. You can't tell me I can't post on my own private Facebook account. This is against my Fifth Amendment right. Freedom of speech, sweetheart. And that just went off on me.
Well,
But it's private. Nobody can see it.
It can be private, but you probably should not post things on there, and that's what's getting you in trouble. You're trying to maneuver with the rules and the regulations and stuff. If
you know what my train of thought is that I don't want my grandkids to think that I have forgotten about them. I have Christmas presents sitting on my nightstand right now from last Christmas for my grandchildren because I cannot give it to them. They won't allow me to give it to them.
Well, let me share something with you, Nancy. Something I do know for a fact, and you're going to have faith and patience. But when people dig a hole for you, they might as well dig two. So she'll either, when she gets of age, come to you, and she will. You be ready, But she's not no baby. She's not 2, 5, or 7. She's of age.
No.
And at the end of the day, when people conjuring up stuff together, and yeah, they'll be fighting in the long run. And that child's gonna need some place to go. And guess who she's gonna call? She's gonna call grandma.
That's why I ain't changed my phone number.
Okay, and then you need to be there. But
Yep. Oh, I will be for my grandkids. Oh, most definitely.
and she will contact you, and it's just because of what was said and how people act. She's gonna need you, and she's gonna, and it's not her fault. She just, going along with who done took care of her, and who's there at the house and everything. And you're just gonna have to be a little bit more grown and quit trying to get evidence and just live your life. Live your life, pray about it, live your life. It'll work. If it does not work, because you don't want someone to feel like they have to pick and choose.
Correct.
Okay?
And I
Because
would never ask my grandchildren to do that.
if
Never.
your granddaughter had to pick and choose, that is a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for somebody to take their life. Be like, I went against my mama, or I went against my granny, and I, like,
No, I would never want her to choose on who she would want to be with, or nothing like that would I ever do to that baby. Never. I know she's not a baby. I know she's almost grown. But I helped raise her from the time she was born
right,
until my mom passed.
right.
And then I was thrown out of her life, like, just at a snap. I was thrown out of her life.
Yep, it happens. It happens to the best of us. It does. It happens to the best of us.
I have cried and cried, and I have prayed and prayed. I have went as far as taking every picture I have of my grandchildren down out of my apartment because it hurt me so bad to look at them,
Well,
knowing that I cannot see them. My granddaughter graduates next year, and I won't even be able to be there. Won't even be able to see her graduate high school.
okay. It's okay. See, you're looking at the things of the cardinal mind. Like, what's more important? What's the most important thing?
That girl and her mental health and
Okay. Sometimes when they are a certain age, you have to trust in the Lord and leave it to Him, leave it alone. Whether it's a graduation, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's somebody just went to college, whether they having their first baby and they didn't invite you, you haven't seen the great grandbaby, whether it's their first date out, whether it don't matter what it is, you can come up with a scenario of something. You're going to always have, well, she's graduating. I won't be able to see it. Oh, well, she's having her first job. I won't be able, oh, I hear she's pregnant and I don't even know what's going on. I can't help. It's going to always be some reason why you think you're missing something.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, things done already got out of hand. Not saying you are wrong, Nancy. Those are the feelings that we have. We be wanting to see our grandbaby. We be wanting to see our children. But when things were getting out of hand, that's when it should have stopped. But we came back up.
Yes.
We came back up and undo that. It's already done.
No.
So we're not even going to talk about that. So now we're here. So wait on the Lord. That's it. If you can't wait on the Lord, you're gonna be in a big trouble. You're gonna feel a lot of pain. But if God that we serve, He got this. And whatever happens, you got to be in agreement that you give him the wheel. You can't give him the wheel, take the wheel. Give him the wheel, take the wheel. I can do it better. I'm gonna go press charges. I'm gonna get some evidence. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna, because in all reality, when we really wanted to do something, we can do what we want to do if we really want to do something, like, and I'm not giving you no bad advice. I don't want to give you bad advice, but I know myself. But see, here's the thing. If it was my grandchild, I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would leave it alone. Okay. I get threatened all the time. Matter of fact, I got threatened maybe about 3 months ago. And you know what I said? Okay. Now, if my heart hurt as bad as you're saying your heart hurts, and I was going through what you were going through, and I'm like, okay, my grandson is graduating kindergarten, not kindergarten, but 3rd grade, 2nd grade, or whatever. He's going to the 4th grade. And I wanted to go. I wanted to see it. I would put a whole bunch into something, a disguise or something. And I would not make myself known, and I would see it. Or I would pay somebody to go and record it and bring it back to me. I would pay somebody. I would be like, you can make $100. Just go to this graduation, record the graduation, especially this particular person, for me. See what I'm saying? So you want it your way. And it's supposed to be Yahweh. Give it to God. Now, like I said, if I couldn't live with myself without sin, I've got a child right now, the one that I took care of, that I raised from 2 years old, and she's grown now. And I don't know. I don't know what happened. I can't tell you. I went to her graduation. She doesn't talk to me or anything, but I went. Right. But the thing about it is if she didn't want me there, I'm not going to be there.
Correct.
But you know what? The whole entire time she didn't talk to me, from 14 to 18, which is not 14, maybe 16 to 18, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. I still had eyes on her. Hey, tell me where she's working at. Tell me what she's doing. Tell me if she's okay. She's been going through a lot. She doesn't have her biological mother in her life. But she has me. And she's angry because I should have told her she was adopted. No, I shouldn't have. I did what I thought was right. You didn't need to know. And then when you did find out, you still didn't need to know at that particular time. But nevertheless, you don't have to do something bad. Other people can make you look bad, and it hurts. But it's okay. Nancy, it's okay. Do you know that the God we serve knows you? He knows every strand on your head. He knows. So who is it important to that they go around telling this person you're this or you're that? It only hurts. It's not important, is it?
No, not to me. It's not.
Okay.
Because they say I'm crazy and all this, and I'm like, you know what? I own that.
Well, you know what I was going to say, Miss Nancy? I was going to say, they're not far off now. They're not far off.
I own it, and I take medication for it every night. So it's gotten me where I'm at today on medication. Don't get me off the medication, though.
But I tell you, when it's the right time, you will be your granddaughter will come to you for help or just to talk, or hey, a roof over her head, or she made a bad decision, she's going to come to someone that she knows that loves her. Okay? And you got to be ready, but you can't be acting like them.
No. And I haven't been acting like that. You know, the only thing I would put Bible verses. You know, I mean, whenever she would say something to me, I would throw a Bible verse at them.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just like, oh, there she go with her Bible, her state Bible something. And I'm like, you know what? God don't like ugly.
Yeah.
He don't like ugly. So y'all keep on doing what y'all doing, you know. But the sad thing about it is, it's not just one grandchild. It's both of my grandchildren.
Yeah.
That they're keeping away from me. And the oldest one that I got raised, this daughter is not even her mother. She just won custody of her when she was like 3 months old.
Yeah.
So she's not even her mother. You know, I'm just like, wow. But I'm gonna tell you, when everything went bad, SP was the day that my mom passed away.
Yeah.
My mom held this family together, and when the day that she passed away, this whole family lost their ever living mom.
Well, you know what? Your family is not the only family like that. I'm just saying, you know, my mother, you know, we were all close knitted family. I've got all these brothers. And when my mother passed away, my brothers do not call me. They don't. I call them every now and then. And I just say, hey, you know, and then we get off the phone. We say we love each other, you know, but at the end of the day, I don't feel the love. You know, we don't get together. We don't eat together. We don't talk. We'd be like, I didn't know my brother had a stroke. I didn't know this one went to jail. I didn't know this one over here is doing very well and got another wife. I don't know. Because when my mother was together, my mother was here, you know, she kept everybody together. You know, we knew who was doing what, and everybody got along. She was the glue. She was the glue. That's what happens when mothers pass away. But you know how you was raised, and you know, even when my mom passed away, and I had a really close relationship with every last one of my brothers. But we don't talk. I don't see them. They have done me some wrong. They done said some negative things. You know, when I got married, they didn't even come. You know, 2 of them came to the wedding. 2. And you say, well, you know, that's great. Well, not if you have a football team. Just 2 came.
Yeah.
Just 2. And you know, even one of them, they backed out on the day of. The other one was sitting on the corner drinking a beer, knowing went to his wedding. So these things do happen. And you know what? They come back later on and say, if there's, you know, when there's trouble in their part of town, they'd be like, oh, sis, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I've done to you, I'm sorry. Well, you know, you can't make up for a day that'll never be here again. I'll never get married again. That was it. And you wasn't a part of it. I wish you was. You know, I really wish you was and everything. Do you not know that it's just life? And at the end of the day, I don't want nothing bad to happen to my daughters, because I've got one biological, and then I've got one that I had adopted, and my son. You know, I want them, if I don't ever see them, I want them to be healthy and trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
That's it.
Absolutely.
If I don't ever see them again, I'm good. I'm okay. But they know, if you ever need me, I'm right here. My phone number is not going to change. My address is not going to change. It's just not.
Nope. See, I mean, I was homeless for a year. my mom passed in 2023. I was homeless for a year. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I finally got my apartment in 2024. It was January 2024. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2024, I got my apartment. And I started my own business, my own cleaning business. But it's just me. I have nobody. It's just, like I say, I have no grandkids. I have no kids. I have no. My two older siblings passed away before my mom did.
Yeah.
And me and my other sister, the one that's closest to me, they're in age. We talk every now and then. It's not, nothing. I have back surgery. I'm taking care of myself. I have a dog, and it's like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I pray and I pray and pray, and something always happens to where I'm able to make my rent and my bills.
Yeah.
Something always comes up. But my biggest fear is my grandchildren are going to forget me.
No.
That's my biggest fear. And I was there from the time both of them were born until the day that my mother passed away.
They're not going to forget you. This world has a way of making sure this is a dualistic world. That means everything is attached to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like there's up, there's a down. There's night, there's day. There's light, there's darkness. Everything has an attachment. When you put the time in something, and you may not see, just like my youngest daughter, she doesn't talk to me now. She doesn't. She's not gonna forget me. That's the devil talking to you. And I'm just being honest with you right now. She's not gonna forget me. I don't have to go chase her down, run her down. But if she needs something, I guarantee you she's gonna call. She knows how to find me. And you know what? That door is always open. Hey, I talked to her. The last time I talked to her, she boo-hooed and cried and was like, I now understand some things. And I'm so sorry. I'm just not a telephone type of person, Mama. And I've been going to therapy and da-da-da-da-da and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And we're going to talk more. And that was that. Next thing I know, her phone is off. She either blocked me or her phone is off. She got another number and she gone about her business again. But, I was there. Going,
See, the last time that I spoke with my youngest daughter was, and I'm being honest with you, was 2 weeks ago. We have a thing here at Virginia Beach called Jackalope, and it's a festival.
Uh-huh.
My son-in-law and my youngest grandbaby, they compete in this, what they call a skimboard competition. It's like surfing.
Yeah.
Well, I was there. I've been going for 10 years. I wasn't going to break the tradition this year. I went about my business, got down the beach so nobody could see me. Well, here comes my daughter. She leans over to me. She goes, I'm going to tell you for the 100th time, stay the F away from my family. Your granddaughter is scared to death of you. She goes, and another thing, now check this out. Rhoda has been more of a grandmother to Peyton than what you have. And I'm recording the whole thing, and I'm like, okay. She goes, and another thing, when you die, we're going to take your ashes and we're going to dump them in the trash is what we're going to do with your ashes. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just nodding my head the whole time she's talking to me. She's like, stay the F away from my family. I'm like, you mean my family? because that grandbaby got the same blood running through her as what I do me.
Well,
She goes, you heard? I tell you, SP, I've never had my children ever speak to me the way they have talked to me in the past 6 months.
okay. Well, you know,
Wishing death on me, everything.
well,
And
just
I'm like,
I tell you, you might need to just stay away. Just stay
I
away.
am. I haven't.
And
I don't bother them.
they'll probably come back to you and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, you know, I don't know, I was tripping," or they don't. But at the end of the day, um, Nancy, everybody's family goes through stuff like this. you can you can tell me time after time this. My daughter told me that her boyfriend's mom was a better mom than I was, and it hurts to the core for somebody to say something like that, because ain't nobody gonna love my kids more than I love my kids. You know, she just didn't understand. But I mean, you know, and sometimes the world grabs your kids and your grandkids. The world grabs them, and that's what it is right now. And you pray about it, and in time, you know,
I pray for that my
if
oldest daughter.
it's meant for you to have a relationship with them, it will happen. If it's not, and you are totally in the wrong, okay, because you do need to check yourself sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah,
And
and wonder, and that's why I said I don't know what I've done.
so
I
at the
guess it's because I don't like the girlfriend.
okay, so at the end of the
I guess
day,
that's what it is.
if I was you, I would go about my business, going to work, you know, making sure that when something do happen, you know, if they need a place to stay or this person needs a place to stay, I got that. I got you. If you need some food, I got you. You know, and like I said, normally, they do come back. It's like you need to not only throw scriptures at people, because that's condemning them, and we don't have a hell to put people in. Only God has that, and under judgment.
Right.
And
But they don't need to turn around and condemn my beliefs. You know, I mean, I'm so on Bible scriptures because I believe in these Bible scriptures. Don't come back at me and tell me I'm a Bible thumper. No, I'm not a Bible thumper. I just know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And what's happening right now is wrong.
but I can say this, because I do know you very well, Nancy. And I'm gonna say this, that during this time in 2024, just in my remembrance, things wasn't really all that for you during that time. Okay, so when stuff was happening, things could have got out of whack, you know.
Yeah.
And so therefore, you know, we don't sometimes say, just because now we're in 2026, oh, that was 2 years ago, that was such a. Sometimes people hold events. Yeah, they don't forget, and they get angry, and you know, and they remember how this happened or that happened or what you did and what you said, because you might be cleared mind now, but in 2024, you know, things was happening.
Yeah. It was 2023.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, 2023 is when all that happened. Yep.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, and I've explained myself. And,
right,
you know,
but like I said, your mind wasn't right. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't.
So now it's like, this, because you got a clear mind. You got your feet back on, flat down, and you got things working out for you. Well,
I'm playing it.
you know what I'm saying? So if you love the Lord, this is what I do. I love the Lord more than I love anything, anybody. I love him more than I love my husband. I love him more than I love my kids. I trust him more than my husband. I trust him more than my kids, anybody in the world. And when I hand it to him, and I tell him, I say, Lord, I'm giving this to you. And however you fix it or you don't fix it, I'm okay with whatever happens. I put it in your hands. You fix it however you fix it. Whether my kids don't ever speak to me again. If they don't, they don't. Or my husband don't ever speak to me again. If he don't, he don't. I'm not going to say I don't care. I do care. But once I give it to him, that's it. That's it. I give it to him. I let it go. And I just work on myself. Now, what can I improve to myself? Like, maybe I need to not get angry so much. Maybe I need to quit cussing. Maybe I need to quit smoking. Maybe I need to quit gossiping. Maybe I need to quit stealing. Maybe I need to quit saying things to hurt people's feelings. Maybe I need to quit. Maybe I need to just slow down and concentrate on me. Because at the end of the day, the objective in this world is for none of us to go to hell.
Right.
That's the whole objective. Death really is not the end. It's the eternal life where you're going to end up at. Is more important than anything else, right? So I'm like this.
I have repented my sins. I have begged for forgiveness.
Okay,
and everything that I've done.
Yeah.
Everything that I've said. I've asked for forgiveness, and I noticed when I started doing that, things were starting to turn around for me. And then my mom died. And then, I didn't give two craps about anything after my mom passed away.
Right.
When she passed away, I completely lost my mind. I went after my nephew with a butcher knife.
Right.
Because he told me, I wish you'd jump off the highest building you could find. And I told him, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I went in my mama's house and grabbed a butcher knife and take them down the driveway.
Right.
And then I asked God to forgive me for that.
Right.
I wasn't going to harm him.
Right, but you did it.
I did. Because I wasn't in my right.
Right. Death. When people don't understand that when especially it's your mom. I mean, my daughter and I was talking about this earlier, and I was telling her we all deal with it differently, and we may think we're okay, and we're not. We're doing things that we normally wouldn't do, and then once it's done, it's done.
Yes.
But people don't see it like that because you've done it. So therefore,
I couldn't understand what in the world made me run into my mother's kitchen and grab a butcher knife and chase my nephew. What was I thinking? I wasn't.
Then you gotta think, when people go and put a protection order on you, they're wrong. No, Nancy, they're not wrong. Because if you snapped then, what can make you snap again? So
Right.
At the end of the day, you know what your wrongs was, and you know you want to right them. You want to make it right. Here's the thing. Show that you have grown from that. That, you know, now at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Like I said, when a mother die, we do things that's out of character. We just do. I did a lot of stuff out of character. I didn't know I was still grieving. I didn't know. But that does not give us an excuse of what we've done. But you have to, and the Lord tells us, I think it's in the second, somebody correct me, but it's either Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 7:14. But we got to turn from our wicked ways. Because guess what? I am going to say this, and I mean it with all my heart. Our actions is, guess what? We intended some kind of outcome. That could have been horrible. That could have changed real quick. What if that person would have turned around? What if your nephew would have turned around and socked you in the eye? You would have stabbed him.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then and then you would have been in prison because you chased him and he was defending himself, no matter what the argument was about.
Right.
So you thinking God is not in control, and he is, because he didn't allow that to happen. He allowed, guess what? You're here in 2026, and you can ask for forgiveness, and you have, and you've done, and you've changed. But guess what? People know about that situation.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, Epstein, this is what happened. And you may think I'm crazy. Everybody may think I'm crazy. But as I was chasing my nephew, that knife completely fell out of my hand. Just completely fell out of my hand.
right.
And I had a hold on it. I'm like, what in the world? And my niece grabbed it. And she started running with the knife and threw the knife. And I'm thinking,
The niece you talking about, you want to see? No. That's you said your niece.
yeah, my niece. When that knife fell out of my hand, she grabbed it and started running with it and threw it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that was Mama. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm just thinking that was my mom.
See,
Looking at me like, you have lost your ever-loving mind.
Right.
See?
and here's the thing. I don't know how old you are, Nancy. How old are you?
I am 58 years old.
58. So you're right there where I am. But I'm older than you. I'm your elder. So let me say this, because I know that, you know, when you're hitting 58, 60, whatever, we start looking at, we're getting old. You're getting too old for that stuff.
Correct.
And so go ahead, and I'm just giving you some advice. You could take it or leave it. But go ahead and continue working and keeping a roof over your head and food in your belly and doing you. Don't spend a lot of money. Save. And because you're in your older age now. You're in your elder ages now. And so you're going to have to make a comfortable setting for your grandkids and for your great grandkids. And with all that has happened, you know, and people, you know, it just didn't happen and nobody knew. The family found out. The family heard what happened. So
The whole family was.
So they have a right to be scared of you. They do have a right, because
They do have a.
if you would have done that in my family, I would be scared too. I would be like, I don't want to make her mad, and you know, and I don't know what the argument was about. So
I mean,
so they have
you
a
know,
right to be scared.
absolutely.
So until
Absolutely.
you can change from, and have some control over your mental in your feelings, maybe it's not time yet. I know you just want to see your grandbaby, you just want to be a part in the family and all of that, but God knows when it's time.
I just want to touch my grandbaby. Just give him a hug. That's all I want to do. Give him a hug. Let him know Gammy loves you. I will always be there for you, no matter what. Your Gammy will be here.
Yeah.
But they're not giving me the opportunity, which, okay, I understand. You don't want me around her right now. Okay, maybe it's not time for me to be around them right now. That's why my phone number will never change.
Yeah, maybe it's not time. Just pray about it. And when it's time and you show some control with your texting and messaging and posting stuff and back and forth, that stops. If that stopped, and because my mom used to tell me all the time, like, so I know this don't sound the same, but it is. But we learn from what our parents taught us for a reason, how to respond to certain things. Like if this guy I liked so much and I would chase him. I would chase him and chase him, not chase him physically, but wherever he go, I want to be there. Or send him a note and smile and grin. I just want to look at him. I just want to see him or whatever. And so he knew that girl right there likes me. That girl right there likes me, da 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 da. I did it for years and years and years. And I didn't really think he paid attention to me, really, to be honest, other than he knew that this little chocolate girl over here liked him. But my mother said, the more you run and chase him, the more he's going to run. So she told me, she says, but when you stop, he's going to wonder, when nobody's looking, hey, where's that girl? When he's feeling down and he needs some loving, or he needs someone to hype up his feelings, and that he still got it and he still looks good or whatever, he's gonna say, where that girl that used to chase me? Do you not know I was not the most popular? I was popular in school, and like I said, I chased this guy for years and years and years, and then I grew up, and I would I just really never had a boyfriend or anything like that before. And then I would come home from school and just go watch cartoons or whatever. And so I quit chasing him. I quit chasing him, and I didn't know what to do if I ever caught him or whatever. But nevertheless, a knock come on my door. And it was him. And I'm like, now what am I going to do with him? He's here. And he's like, hey, why you didn't come? I sent my friend over here to tell you I like you. And I said, well, he did, but I didn't believe him. Because I've been chasing you for like 4 or 5 years now. But I didn't say that. I'm just sitting there trying to say that, you can chase and they're just going to run harder and faster. Don't stop chasing, and it will come to you. If it's for you, it'll come to you. It really will.
Right. Well, my sister told me, because they have completely cut my sister off of my granddaughter as well. So my sister was like, Nancy, just back off of it. Let it go. Don't say nothing. Don't post nothing. She goes, just pray on it. She was like, but I understand where you're coming from, because she has 2 granddaughters. She goes, I understand where you're coming from. She goes, but you got to let this run its run.
Yes.
She was like, Treasure, that's my oldest. She knows who was there for her. She knows who raised her, she was like, so just let it go.
Right.
I was going to reach out to you. She goes, and then Peyton, which is my youngest, which is only 12. She goes, right now, Peyton's being fed a bunch of crap. When you were with Peyton, Peyton was young. She was 7, 8. She goes, but Peyton knows who you are and what you've done for her and when you were there for her.
Yeah.
And she knows that you love her. She goes, just back it off and let it run its course.
Yeah.
She goes, see, here in Virginia, for graduations, you have to have tickets. There's only, like, each student is only allowed a certain amount of tickets to give out to family members to go to their graduation.
Yeah.
So my sister was like, well, I already know that I won't get a ticket. Herself won't get a ticket to my granddaughter Treasurer's graduation. She goes, but I will be outside and I will get pictures with Treasure. She goes, because I've done nothing for them to keep Treasure away from me.
Well,
So, and I was, please just get pictures.
yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
You know,
You'll
I'm
be
not going to go there. I'm not going to be
stalking.
I'm not gonna ruin her day.
Well, yeah, stalking, and then something that was supposed to be nice and happy for her, and it just became a nightmare. And she'll never forgive you for that. She'll be like, "Oh my God," you know. But you know what's so weird is because when I graduated, I didn't invite no one. Because I believe no one was, thought I was going to graduate. My mother said I would never graduate. So I didn't even invite my mother because she said I would never graduate. I didn't invite nobody in my family. I went, I walked, and that was that. And I remember that. Now, did my mom probably wanted to go or be there or whatever? I don't know. But at the end of the day, those times we never get back, and we be like, we want to concentrate on the things that we missed,
Yes.
and concentrate on how people treat us, which it's never good being an outcast, especially when you.
Now, will it be on my mind the day that she graduates?
Yep.
Which is next June.
Yep.
Yes, it will. But I would never, ever in 1,000 years ever ruin my granddaughter's special day.
Right.
Never.
Right. And
No,
it's
but
nothing. Do you not know when my daughter had my grandson, my daughter told me to leave the hospital. I took my daughter's water busted at my house. My daughter was staying with me because after telling me I was a bad mom, and after telling me that, I didn't know what I was doing or whatever, I let my daughter come into the house where they done kicked her out. Like I said, they kicked her out. She was pregnant. And I was like, come home. And her water busted at home. And I rushed her to the hospital. And then the boyfriend showed up. And him and I was at odds with each other. I'm just saying, not trying to tell you my whole business. But he didn't want me there because, I did do what you chase your nephew. No, I did that. Yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So you just see what I'm saying? Like, only thing I didn't do is slit his throat, but it was there. I was there. I was there. I couldn't turn back, but no, I did that. So with him and I in the same room, and her blood pressure going high, And she's like, Mom,
gosh.
just leave. Because he wants to be there for the birth of his child. But I'm there for my child.
Hello, I birthed you.
I'm there for my child. Like, I'm not going to let, do you not know if something go wrong, they have to get permission from me. My daughter told me to leave. Do you not know it hurts? It hurts. And I left. And my son said, Mama, I wouldn't have left. Da, 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 da. And I left. But I got on that phone and I called somebody that I knew, because I was a nurse. I called somebody that I knew that worked there. And they worked in labor and delivery. They wasn't working that weekend or whatever. And I said, I know I'm going to ask you to do something that is unlawless, but my daughter is having her baby. And I need to know if everything's okay. You got my number. I need to know if you see what I'm saying? In an undisclosed way, if anything goes wrong and I need to sign something or I need to give permission, call me, tell them to call you or whatever, but this is my child and I take care of your child. So can you do me this favor to make sure my child is okay? And she said, yes, I will do this for you. And you know what? The child was born. She called me up and said, your daughter's okay. You got a grandson. And the baby's this weight, this long, this. And everything's okay. I was not there. That would have been a moment, a priceless moment.
Yes.
But she told me to go home. So I went home. And it don't bother me. Back then, on that day or when it happened, it bothered me. But when she was coming out the hospital, he was already antagonizing her. You're going to do this and I'm going to take care of the baby and I got the baby. And when you get out the hospital, I'm going to come and get you and we're going to give the baby to my mom and she's going to take care of the baby while you just go, you can go back over to your mom's house and da-da-da-da. And my daughter got scared again. And see what I'm saying? And my daughter called me up and she says, Mom, they're going to take my baby and they told me to come home to you and they're going to take the baby over there. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? She was like, I want my baby with me and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, well then, this is what you do. What time he gets off work? And she told me what time he got off work. Well, we're going to leave the hospital a little bit early. We're going to leave before he gets there. And no, he already had the car seat. And well, you know what? I bought that car seat. He took the car seat. So yeah, I had to go get another car seat, went up there to the hospital and was like, no, let's release her now. We got to get out of here now. And brought her home. So like I said before, even though my daughter sent me through all of that, which was a lot for a whole year. And then her pregnancy, the 10 months, and then the birth of the child that I was not there. She ended up calling me. And then not only after that, when the baby got here, they did their thing. They try to get back together and and I didn't ever say nothing. I was like, I could have went to prison. I could have went to jail.
Yeah.
And so I put my life on the line. And something, when I tell you these things that you need to do or should do, I don't tell you them because they're the weaker thing to do. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about Christ. I'm thinking about how you will be able to maneuver without getting in trouble, making a bigger problem into something, because I've already went through it. And that's why I say, they'll come back in your life.
My son-in-law is the best son-in-law that I could ever ask for. Okay, of course, my children are white. he is an African American. Now, he tells us that he's not black, that he's white. And we're just looking at him like, okay, whatever. But this man is the best father that God has ever put breath into. He never, ever kept me away from my grandchildren when they would argue or they would split up and they're fighting for custody and all this. I would always go to court for him, you know, because I knew what my daughter was doing, you know. And it's like now they have manipulated him. He won't take none of my messages, which I have not even tried to message him in 8 months, 9 months. I haven't even tried to talk to him, but I was there for their competition. For my granddaughter's competition and his competition, I was there.
Yeah.
It was a father-daughter duo is what they were doing. They don't have that in this competition.
Right.
So I was there.
Right.
And I filmed it. You know, and that's when my daughter approached me. But I can't say anything bad about my son-in-law because he is wonderful. Even though he's acting this way towards me right now, I don't blame him because that's not him.
And yeah,
This dog of mine.
do you go to counseling or some kind of therapy?
Yes, I've been going to counseling since my mom's passed away.
Okay, when do you go? How often do you go?
I go twice a week.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
Cool.
go on Tuesdays and Thursdays twice a week.
Yeah.
To counseling.
And what do your counselor say?
She tells me to keep a journal of my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
She goes through it by week, and then so we do. She tells me when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know, she tells me how to deal with it. She also told me to keep a journal for each one of my grandchildren. She was like, you write down your feelings. She goes, nothing negative. She goes, only about them, not their parents.
Right. Okay.
So I do that. So every night I sit in my room before I go to sleep and I write a passage in my journals to each one of my grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And I will write how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, we go through it on Thursday. So she was the one that got me back on my medication.
Okay.
Which has helped a lot. It's helped me a lot because it's. I think it is. It's evening out the chromosomes or whatever it is in my brain that I'm missing.
Okay.
To where I don't act so ironic, you know, that I'm not like just snap and I'm mad. So I'm on Tramadol.
Oh.
Not Tramadol. It's I'm on Klonopin.
Trazodone. Trazodone.
Yeah. Trazodone.
So you got a little anxiety and you know, yeah. So you need to calm down before acting and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I take that nightly. I don't take it during the day because it makes me drowsy. So I will take my medication at night, and it's. I'm gonna tell you, SB, and my right hand of God, it has saved me because all this stuff, all these text messages and stuff like this, it would have triggered something in me to do something that I shouldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely calmed me down a whole lot. I'm not in a zombie phase or anything like that. I mean, I'm myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, you know, I mean, now, you know, and I laugh at some of the things that are said, like when my daughter told me that Rhoda Young has, she's been the best grandparent, better than what I've ever been, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know what you're saying?
Right.
You know, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, they're going to do what they want. They're going to say what they want, and I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
And
That's what you do.
I'm trying to do.
And sometimes,
my focus right now is on my business. Like I said, I have a house cleaning business.
yes,
That's something that my mom always wanted me to do. So the year that I got this place, I was in the process of building my business. Now I am like steady, constantly. So I'm working all the time.
yeah. But you got
You know, so that's
you
what-
got a stable income.
Yes. I got a stable income, and I've even had the heart. I've even had the heart to let my ex-husband come here while he's going through some things with his ex-wife.
What? He's living with you?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's on my couch.
Oh, okay.
And I've had the heart to let him come here, which I'm like, you got to go, bro. You've been here long enough.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for them to leave. It's hard to get them to leave.
Yeah, he left for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then he was like, you think I could come back and stay until the middle of July? I'm like, middle of July? What the heck?
Yeah.
Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's done for me when I was down and out, you know. So,
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
So I did for him, you know, you sleep over there, you know, I lock my bedroom door at night.
Yeah. Or not.
But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He just, because when I married him, my kids were 16. No, my kids were 14 and 17 when I married him. So he knows my kids.
Right.
And, you know, he's like, Nancy, I don't want to say out of luck, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, but you tried to be their friend rather than their mother.
Right.
And I kept telling you that's wrong. You can't be their friend.
Right.
You know, so I was like, well,
Well, you're doing
that was my
good. You're doing good by reaching out and
Mhm.
just every time when you feel like overwhelmed, just keep reaching out,
Today
getting
I felt really overwhelmed, and it just so happened that I only had one client today, and I caught you live, and I was like, oh my God.
and you know what? I wasn't even gonna come on because so much stuff is happening in my life. Like I'm like, I'm trying to change up how we, what we're gonna do and things, and until I get, where I can, come on and broadcast the way I want to, it's just gonna be a little light, just coming on, just making sure, the family is still together.
I don't even know what today's live was about.
Oh, we was just what's up? Like, hey, you guys.
Yeah, I seen it, and I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead. I'm home. Let me go ahead and get on and see what's going on. That's when I was like, Lord Jesus, please, somebody pray for me.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Like, and I get what you're saying, because like I just said, when we left from out eating the other day, I knew that the guy was going to say, God bless you. And I wanted someone to say it that meant it, whether he meant it because I gave him something or whatever, but he said it. And it just meant a lot to me. And sometimes we just need each other sometimes. But I mean, the devices of what's going on in this world right now. And I'm just being honest with you. You know, we need to, like I said, I I I will encourage you to, you know, you say you pray, but something tells me like you're not getting on them knees, girl. Come on. So,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Come-
Before I close my eyes, I do pray. I don't get on the knees, which I should.
but get on them knees. Get on them knees. Come to him humbly. This is your God. This is you. See what I'm saying? Like I just said, yeah, it's easy for us to lay in bed and go, okay, Lord, thank you for today. And but when we on our knees, it's almost like, like the name Jesus. It means something. The blood of Jesus means something. But when we get on our knees, we humble in ourselves to the Father and saying, Father, like, I don't know what I done wrong. I know I probably did do something wrong. I know I done something wrong. I don't know if it's to the extent for this to be happening to me, but give me either something to soften my heart, or give me whatever you see fit. But look at the situation and do something. Work it out. And I trust you will, because you do know how to give good gifts to your child. I am a child of yours, and this is happening to me. And I know that there's going to be trial and tribulations and burdens and things of that nature, and tests and testimonies that I can put out there. But just give me understanding. If that's all you give me is understanding, and I can have a clear heart and go to work tomorrow and do the best job I can do, and go another day, and we might have this conversation again. But there's something about when we not only call on the Jesus, the name Jesus, but like I said, and I know you're gonna be like, oh well, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you this for a reason, to get on them knees, girl, and pray. If you only do it once, just do it. Because guess what? You come in humbly to the Father. You don't know. You don't know what else to do. And that's what you should have did first. But you here now, and you don't know. Like the world is confusing and your heart is confusing. And you're tired of making mistakes on your flesh, because that's what you're doing. It's the flesh. You're feeding the flesh, and you need to stop feeding the flesh and get in the spirit. And you may not think it's the spirit, but once you get on them knees, the Lord takes you seriously. He takes you seriously. I'm gonna share something with you that that I learned this week, and it may be coinciding how you think or feel or whatever, but I'm gonna share it with you, because when I learn something, I learn it. I don't learn it just for me, but I learn it so that I now know. But I was listening to this one podcast, and the lady was talking about how somebody was saying that she was loud when she started preaching. She was loud, she boldly, and she could have went into scripture and came out with an answer, because the Lord does tell us to come out boldly, and things of that nature. But she explained it to this way that you're going to get what I'm saying. She said, when you love your child and you see that your child is walking across the street and a car is coming, you don't say, hey baby, come here. You don't say that. You say, Jemiah, Get over here now. You scream it. You're loud. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how important it is. You don't come like, hey baby, get out the street. You scream it because
Right.
it's so important, and you need to get their attention so they can turn and that's how, when we're praying and we're crying and weeping and things, because guess what? And I'm going to share this with you. When we go to the Father and we're crying and we need to tell him what's going on, it's okay to cry. I know we don't want to cry, but it's okay to cry. But it is also, when you get on your knees, that's like screaming and saying, look, Father, I normally don't even do this, but I'm on my knees. I'm coming to you because I got nothing else that's telling me or showing me or I'm feeling or I know what's good. That's like screaming at the Father and saying, look, it means the same thing. And he hears our prayers, but when we're laying in the bed and we like, Father, lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. God bless me, forgive me for my death. But when we get on those knees, that's like saying, Father, go get them. I'm hurting. Your child is hurting. I literally do not get on my knees, and I don't never have a problem with that, but I didn't think it was important. But it is important. This is important. This is just, your child is in the middle of the street and I'm needing help right now. I don't know which way to go. This stuff, because you are actually being attacked. Whether you deserve it of being attacked or not. But to get sometimes the Lord's attention, that's sometimes why when we kneel down, that is so important, because we're not coming to him. I'm too proud to get on my knees. If I get on my knees, I may not get back up, or this, that, and the other. I ain't got time to get on my knees and all this other stuff. I'm telling you this because when she was explaining it, I wasn't thinking about preaching loud. I was thinking about, when you get on the knees, when you get up, it's a whole different feeling. Girl, it's a whole different feeling when you get up. You be like, I'll be ready for, you know what? We can go another month or two. I'll be ready. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree. I agree. Because two times I've been on my knees praying.
See?
And every time he answered my prayer.
Whether he answered or not, or whether you seen it or not, it's just different. It's something about it. I'm telling you the secrets. These are things that they're in the Bible. They're in the Bible, but we don't we don't take that little bit out. But we'll get a scripture and throw it at people. But we don't take that little bit out, because why would you? Okay, if you had I'm just going to give you a scenario or a metaphor, is hypothetical. If you had a gun with no bullets, what good is it? What good is it? It's no good. You got a gun. You can scare people off or whatever. But why would you not use the forces of God, a living God that loves you? That loves you. If you're saying you're doing the right thing, then why not come to him and say, Father, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Lord. Yes. I'm bringing out the big guns. I'm getting on my knees and I'm going to pray about my children. I'm going to pray about my grandchildren. I'm going to pray about my job. I'm going to pray about my income. I'm going to pray about the people around me. I'm going to pray for Nancy. I'm going to pray for Freddie. I'm going to pray for Zena. I'm going to pray for Lisa. I'm going to pray for everybody that asks for prayer, that you exalt yourself into their life. Let them see what they need to see. I'm going to pray for you guys. But but when I pray, I'm there literally for me. For me. But I put you guys in my prayer because I know that you guys have asked for prayer. And you may not even ask for prayer, but I still pray. But not all the time I get on my knees because I may not need anything. I just want to have a conversation with the Lord. But when I need something, trust and believe, I get on my knees. I tell my husband, come on. Or he say, come on, let's get on the knees. And we get on the knees and we pray together. And then that's why, sometimes it's good. That's one, I say one and the most probably important benefit that you get. That's the one benefit I get.
Then that's what I need to do because I've been on, like I say, I've been on my knees twice, and once was for my daughter that's giving me, the worst right now. She had gastric bypass, and my child was dying. She was losing her fingernails, her toenails, her hair. She wasn't eating everything, and I prayed to God, please save my child. Please. And I took her to the hospital, and I begged the emergency room doctors to admit her because I knew my child was dying. And they admitted her. They got her straight. They got her on the right vitamins and, all her liquids that she needed, everything. And she did really, really well. The second time was when my mother was passing. The doctor came in and was like, okay, we're giving her less than, 10 hours. And I'm thinking to myself, you are not God. You cannot tell me when my mother is going to pass. So I prayed. I had everybody, all my family go out of the room. I was like, I need alone time with my mom. So, and I got on my knees and I held my mother's hand and I prayed to God to give my mom long enough to come home where she wanted to be. And that's what happened. My mom came home, and within 12 hours, my mom was deceased.
Yeah.
Because she did not want to die in a hospital.
Right.
So when she came, and I prayed, and they brought her home on hospice.
Yeah.
And the night that they brought her home, within 12 hours, she passed.
Okay.
So, you're right. I do need to get on my knees and pray instead of just laying in my bed.
Yeah.
Pray.
Yeah.
Because it has helped twice for me.
Right. And there's something about them doctors. They I don't know how they see so much of it. They can pretty much know. I mean, they've told me before, and I was like, "Ain't no way, all the vitals are fine." And sure enough, I mean, they're not right all the time. They can't be precise on the exact, but they're pretty close to knowing what's happening and how long it'll take.
Yeah, well, she lived 3 days after he said that she's only got 10 hours to live. So she lived 3 days, long enough for us to get her home and situated. And, and it's that night she was home. She came home on Friday at 2:00, and my mom died at 1:05. So she came home on Friday at 2.
Well, she wanted to stay. She wanted to stay around for a minute. She knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have her in the hospice bed. I was in her bedroom. I was in her bed, I was laying at her feet, and her head was at my feet.
Yeah.
And then my sister was in her room and had the baby monitor, and she could hear my mom breathing. Well, I was knocked out because I was mentally and physically exhausted. So I was knocked out. I was glad she was home.
Yeah.
And my sister came in and turned on the headlight in the bedroom of the ceiling fan. She goes, Nancy, Mom was gone. And I'm like, what? She's like, Mom was gone. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you are effing lie. And I jumped up. My mama was great.
Yeah.
She was gone.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I prayed hard enough. I prayed and prayed and prayed if she could make it home.
Yeah.
before she passed.
Yeah.
And it was just me and my sister there. So, and that's the night that I lost my mind.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, you need to you know.
And that's when my life tipped upside down. That's when it literally tipped upside down.
And seriously, when you want answers and things, and seriously, you need to be seriously in your prayer. You need to be serious. You know?
Yeah, but let me tell you, I got insomnia
Yeah.
after my mom passed.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I was so exhausted one night that I finally just dozed off. Well, I feel this hand, and I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I can't say it was a hand. I felt something that crossed my face, and I seen my mom, and she said it's gonna be okay. And I woke up just like that.
Yeah.
I was looking around, and I was like, oh my gosh. I immediately ran to my daughter's bedroom. Your grandma just came to me. She goes, nuh-uh, Mom.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I felt it. It just is if I was to take my hand and rub it across your face, that's what, it's real lightly. I felt it.
Wow. Okay.
When I woke up, I was scared.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I wasn't scared that she touched me. I was just like scared, where's my life going now? She really is gone.
Yeah. It's okay.
You know, but
She said it's gonna be okay.
so she told me it's going to be okay, and it turned out to be okay with I mean, as far as me not living in my car.
Right.
You know,
Right.
none of that. I've got my place. I've got my business established. You know, I'm good right now when it comes to money and, you know, my bills being paid, things like that. I'm good. You know, it's just my family life is all messed up.
Right.
You know, but I know it'll get better.
Yeah, it will. It will.
But I know I've talked about.
Well, you know, you can always, you know, we come on, you can always call in and we'll chit chat. We'll chit chat again. You'll have some more free time.
Yes, I'm gonna catch you again. I mean, you come on what, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Yeah. We've been just coming on at pretty much almost whenever, but yeah, I try to make a point Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. I try to make a point, but sometimes it just don't happen because life does what it does, you know. But
Yes, Lord. Because sometimes I don't be getting home until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
okay. So the next time, call in and talk to us and tell us if there's any improvement. But yes, that's the regimen thing that I would tell anybody to do, even because we've just prayed. So I just be like, yeah, that's very important.
And I appreciate everybody's prayers. And so Papa, I said thank you.
And even if things don't change right then, you don't know what's done changed. See what I'm saying? Like we be like, nothing didn't happen. It's been a whole week. Nothing. You don't know if, because you remember when just say King Pharaoh and Moses was telling them to let my people go. Pharaoh just didn't, even though God said to let him go, he didn't let him go. Matter of fact, he started making things harder for the Israelites and harder for the Israelites. And then all the pests things came, the plagues, the pests, the grasshoppers, the blood, in the water, you know, then it was, what was it, flying things, all kind of stuff happened. And then he, you know, so we, you know, people do have free will. But the Lord says, he said he's going to harden his heart. And he did. And his heart was so hardened, he just didn't move. He didn't move. But, at the end of it, he let his people go, didn't he? At the end, he let his people. Now, some people think it only, like when you read that and that story, you think it, one day it was this and then the next day it was that. But it took time. It took time. You know what I'm saying?
And when my granddaughter turns 18, I know my granddaughter's going to reach out to me.
So trust and believe that. Speak it into existence, like sometimes, we have not because we ask not. And sometimes we don't even expect it. Like, keep speaking it into existence. Like, I know certain things. I don't talk about what I pray about, because I've prayed about it and I continue to pray about it because he says, pray without cease. That means, in every prayer that I pray, even I don't say it, it's on my mind. He knows my heart. So, okay,
It's just like with me having back surgery. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna live? I'm a one-person income.
Yeah.
And then here comes my ex-husband.
Yeah.
Can I stay with you? And I'm like, well, I got surgery. He goes, I'll help you out.
Right.
And he has helped me out.
Yeah, and it worked out.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm able to keep my place. He helps me with my rent. I mean, just everything. It's just.
Yeah, and when you have that extra little money, quit spending it on little bitty stuff. Save it up. It amount to something.
Oh yes. That's why I'm not spending nothing.
Right.
Nothing but on my bed and my groceries.
Yeah. That granddaughter come and call you and say, hey, Granny, can I come over or something? Girl, y'all better go out and eat and should go to McDonald's or something and get you a little frozy thing or something and sit down and girl, just smile like you won the lottery.
Yeah.
Because the Lord has moved many things. He can do it. If anybody can do it, trust and believe he can do it if that's what he chooses to do. Now, remember one thing, and I'm going to get off of here, but remember one thing. When we, and I'm going to say this because I truly do believe that we can pray for certain things. We can. But even though we pray for certain things, not all things are going to be answered. And as a matter of fact, we really just don't know all the ins and outs about the whole situation. The best thing to do is to pray for God's will to be done, okay? And leave it at that. And whatever he chooses to do on the matter, because, we messes up when we want to put our 2 cents in. We're letting him know that he's in control, that whatever he chooses to do, whether he wants it to be another month, another year, another 2 years, you know what? Okay. Because once you get that answer from him, okay. Because once he say, and sometimes it may not that you hear it audibly, but he'll give you a sense that, you're not ready for it right now. Like the Lord has told me some things and it hasn't happened yet. My mother done died. My brother done died. I'm like, I know the Lord told me this, but it ain't happened. And that now we're going on like, 12, 13 years, and I'm still waiting. But I know if he hadn't told me it was going to happen, I wouldn't be waiting on it. I'd just be like, okay, that was his decision. But he told me, he let me know that, yeah, I'm going to do this for you. But maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm not ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know that. You don't want to accept something because you want it, because you don't know. Like I always tell the Lord, if it's going to harm my relationship with you, I don't want it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather wait until I am, and I really don't have no say so on that, but I let them know it's okay with me. I'm still gonna be looking and waiting. And if it never do happen, I'm cool with it. I'm cool. But I know what he's told me, so I know it's gonna happen. I just got to get right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And one other prayer. We need to pray that we find that baby.
Yeah. Cody's always on our mind. We always, we. That's it.
Cody on my mind.
Oh, they'll find him. They'll find him.
Yeah, because the 18th of this month will be the day that monster murdered him.
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah. So I just pray that he's found.
All right.
All right, thank you, SP, and everybody in the chat. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Stay in touch.
Okay, I will. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, family. Oh, we've had a good conversation. I didn't know we was going to be on here 2 hours and 41 minutes. What's up? Brought in a lot of conversation. You guys, I appreciate you guys. I will rock with you guys later. I don't know when, but let's all pray tonight. Let's all get on our knees and pray tonight. And let's keep Nancy in our prayers. Keep me in your prayers, you guys. I need you guys to pray for me and my family. And I'll pray for you guys. I really will. I'll pray for everybody, and I will see you guys soon. Be good. Be nice. Just be nice to each other. Bye.